Well, a very good morning to you. Thank you so much for being part of this morning show. This is Why in the Morning. Welcome back. It's all about matters concerning youth and politics today on this particular Monday morning. My name is Ram Aguko. It's a pleasure being with you. We're coming to you live from the broadcasting house in Nairobi, Kenya, also streaming live through our website. That's at www.kbc.co.ke/Y254. We value your feedback. Let us know where you're watching us from. And of course, we shall sample a bit of your feedback as we continue with this morning show. It's all about matters concerning youth and politics. We want to take a look at what has been taking trends in the past few days and in the past 1 week, and what should we expect in the coming week. To help me in this conversation, I am joined by, to my far right, Gerald Minishi, and next to me, I am with David Wiper, both political analysts and, of course, youth leaders. Karibuni sana, gentlemen.
Asante sana.
Wazalendo. Let me start with you, Gerald. Tell us a bit more about what you do.
Currently, I'm Gerald Minishi. Currently, I'm working for the United Nations Human Settlements Program. I'm also a Global Youth Ambassador for the World Charity Organization. Yeah, and I'm happy to be on the show and to make some significant contributions.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you so much for coming, my brother.
Yeah.
And David Wiper, tell us a bit more about what you do.
Okay, thank you so much, Ram. By name, I'm David Wiper, just like you put it. I am a political scientist by profession. I am a former comrades boss at the Catholic University of Eastern Africa. Currently, I consult for Azimio la Umoja Young Turks under the auspices of Azimio la Umoja, One Kenya Coalition. Yeah, that is that is chaired by Raila Amolo Odinga, who is our boss. So it is a pleasure to be here because this is an enabling environment to distill issues and to give Kenyans and the entire globe real facts and what we would like to see as a country.
Thank you so much for coming, brother. We talk facts.
Real facts.
Nashukuru sana. And of course, the hashtag is Why in the Morning at Ram Maguko and at Y254 channel. That's where you can be able to find us. Head over to our Facebook page. On Facebook, that's at Y254. Follow us on that page, like the page, and of course, engage with us. Keep talking to us. This is Youth and Politics. Let's talk about matters concerning you. And of course, let us know what you think about the stories making headlines. We have a copy of the People Daily. Gentlemen, I believe you have your copies with you. And of course, I also have mine here online. We are going to take a look at this particular paper and dissect a few stories here. One story that is making headlines in this particular paper is concerning the flag bearer. We mentioned it earlier on today, this morning conversation, in this morning show before we went on that break. The Deputy President William Ruto and Azimio One Kenya leader Raila Odinga are bracing for a tablet week with only 7 days to the deadline for naming their running mate. And this is the week that will either make or break their presidential bids, because the person that they will choose to bear, to be their running mate, will either bring good tidings or bring problems. So the question is, who will it be? How will they sort it out? And how will they manage to pick the right person for themselves? Remember, initially, the IBC had given until 28th of April this year as the final date for presidential hopefuls, those who want to vie for to submit their names alongside those who will be coming with their running mates. But after consultations with Raila Odinga and the Ruto camp, the period was extended to 16th of May. And 16th is next week. So the question is, how will it be? And do we expect to see turbulent times? Let me start with you, David Wiper. Your thoughts on that?
Okay, thank you, Ram. And thank you for the beautiful conversation for the topic that we want to delve into this morning. So the question of the choice of the Deputy President, more so for the two forefront runners for the August polls, is not just tough but also interesting. Because indeed it is the key determining factor of who is going to become the next president of this country. And basically, like we have seen it, the other day there's Miola Umoja, where I belong, we stated very clearly and categorically that the only method that we're going to use to decide on whoever becomes the deputy president of Azimio la Umoja, whoever is going to deputize Raila, is to consider the person that do not have the character of the current deputy president that we have in Kenya. So that is the only factor that we are going to use. And to speak of that, we are simply going to check on the loyalty. The biggest consideration that we put in place to decide on the next deputy president of this country in Azimio la Umoja is the loyalty.
To who?
To Raila Amolo Odinga and to the Republic of Kenya. And more so, to Raila Amolo Odinga. Is he or she a person that owns the same aspirations for the country with Raila Amolo Odinga? Is he or she a person that is more compatible with Raila Amolo Odinga? Because you know the presidency is a unit. So basically that is the only consideration, the major consideration that we have.
As long as somebody doesn't have the traits of the
current deputy president, who is William Ruto,
and is loyal to Raila Odinga.
And a person who is going to walk left, right, and center, chastising or rather castigating his boss. So basically that is what we are going to look at. But forget about that or leave alone that. There are also other weighty and a major considerations that we have to put in place. Like it is all about winning an election. It is a coalition. So we want to win this election, and not just to win, but to win by a landslide. So you have to be a person that carries with him or her numerical strength, a person that has fought for something in this country, a person that stands for constitutionalism, a person that stands for the rule of law, and a person that would complement Raila Amolo Odinga in his nature. Because currently, as the conversation is towards the election that we are going to take, it is a liberation and it is an economic one. Do you have economic credentials to deputize Raila Amolo Odinga? Do you have economic credentials to revitalize our economy? Because basically, that is where we are as a state and as a country today.
Okay, Gerald, your opening remarks in regards to that? Your thoughts?
Okay, Otto von Bismarck of Germany said that politics is the art of the possible, meaning that in politics, never say never. With regards to the identity politics in Kenya right now, we realize that this running mate issue has become conspicuous, and it's an issue which has been undertaken with painstaking excellence and some kind of seriousness. If you look at, for example, in the Azimio One Kenya Alliance camp, and when you look at the Kenya Kwanza, all of them, they want to be strategic, whoever they choose to be their running mate. And my colleague here has touched on some issues, the issue about consideration. If we are going to consider, for example, let's say, for example, Raila chooses Kalonzo to be his running mate, are we going to experience the kind of fallout that we are experiencing right now between President Uhuru Kenyatta and Deputy President Ruto? Those are the kind of issues that, you know, that are at the table right now. So in matters to do with which is the best candidate with regards to these two horses as purported by our medias, I think it is debatable. It is debatable based on a lot of factors. And remember, politics is all about interest. Yeah, it is not about the common man or whatever. It's about interest.
Now, let me come to you, Wiper. There's something you said that I would like to really discover. As long as someone is loyal to Raila Amolo Odinga, is that what is important for Kenyans, especially for the youth? And you mentioned that if they are loyal to Raila, and two, as long as they are the opposite of the Deputy President William Ruto, where does the common mwananchi come in this area?
I am a political scientist, and just like my brother has put it, that politics is all about interest. And whatever matters in politics is the interest of the common man. And I believe that in the camp that I vote for, and that is Azimio la Umoja, whatever we have there is to fight and to liberate Kenyans from the wanton economic ravage that we experience currently as a country. So generally, it is Azimio is a conglomeration of the interest of the common man. So whatever we are looking for is a government that would operate very peacefully, a government that would work with the unity that we expect as a country.
But you've not answered the question. Where does the common Mwananchi work come into play? Because all you're looking at is loyalty to Raila Odinga, and whoever is coming is going to be the opposite of Deputy William Ruto.
Whatever we are looking for, if we talk about loyalty to Raila Amolo Odinga, we don't want a person that is overambitious. We don't want a person that would bring mayhem into the government. We want a person that, if at all you are ideological, you feel like there is an idea that you want to be implemented, then you share it with your boss. Basically, that is what we are looking for. We are not looking for a person that would start to campaign on the second day after swearing in of Raila Amolo Odinga and him as the deputy. As some of them, in Azimio, some of them have said that, once we are sworn in and once we've taken over as a unit and as a government, then on the next day I would start to campaign to become the next president or the sixth president of this country. So that is one of the things that we do not want to see or to encounter. And that is why we need somebody that is loyal, we need somebody that is going to be rational, and we need somebody who is not going to become a challenger. That you want to compete your boss.
You need a sycophant?
Not necessarily a sycophant. Whatever I've said do not have any relationship with sycophants in as far as politics is concerned. It is all about giving yourself to the commitment, giving yourself to the country, and basically executing your roles as the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya.
But where does the common Mwananchi come?
The common Mwananchi, whatever we are talking about is the interest of the common Mwananchi, and that is why we are looking, or we are pursuing the government of the Republic of Kenya.
So in this case, Wiper, what you're saying is, for a deputy president, just be loyal to your party leader and be the opposite of DP Ruto, you're good to go.
Absolutely.
What do you think about that, Gerald?
Okay, I think that's a very, very important question that you have asked. Where does the common Mwananchi come? That is the question, I think. Where does the common Mwananchi come? And if you look at our political leaders, if you ask me, I will say almost all of them. Most of them, around 3/4, they're demagogues. And demagogues, what basically they do, they just come, they play with the minds of the common Mwananchi. They know, for example, you want something or you are lacking something. So they are using your need to exploit, or the other to pursue their selfish interest. And when you look at identity politics right now in Kenya, being, for example, these two horses, as I've mentioned earlier, Raila Odinga and DP Ruto, you realize that they've attracted a lot of sycophants, by the way. And even if you look, for example, at DP Ruto, which candidate do you think can he choose? Look at Rigathi, look at his history, look at his political pedigree, look at Kithure Kindiki. I think all of them is just about power sharing. So the common Mwananchi is left on the blues, is left hanging, because it's about sharing cake, national cake, and these political leaders fighting for their political positions. So in as much, I think we are not, remember, we are not a mature democracy. We are a partial democratic state, just as the Freedom House categorized us. So there's still a lot to learn, and there's still a lot that we need to do, and we need to embrace as a country.
I'm looking at Kalonzo Musyoka. Is he a possible candidate for this particular position? Because yes, at some point, Kalonzo Musyoka said that, you know what, he should not even be put in a position where he's contesting to be the deputy, because he was once a vice president. He has led the country in so many positions before. Is he a possible candidate for this particular position? David?
Talking of the political stature of Kalonzo Musyoka is something that is should be held high. And as one of the members of Azimio la Umoja, I just empathize with Kalonzo because of his late reactions and character. Because he was the best suited to deputies Raila Amolo Odinga, owing to the fact that he's more experienced in politics. He has been the vice president of this country. He has held various positions in the government as a minister, as a foreign minister. Kalonzo Musyoka was there during the KANU era. He worked together with Moi. Kalonzo Musyoka lately has been a diplomat. He has been championing for peace, even in South Sudan. So he's a global diplomat, and so he carries with him a lot of huge political experience.